The Linux distro community, distrowatch.com, and Spatry's Cup of Linux presents the Linux Zoo Crew. If you would like to catch some of my back episodes, listen to this show live as it's being recorded, or subscribe to my RSS feed, please point your web browser to youtube.com/user/LinuxSpatry. In the podcast section, you will find information attached to each Zoo Crew episode in the show notes. We would like to thank DistroWatch.com for mirroring the Zoo Crew podcasts. DistroWatch, your one-stop solution for distributions and information. Visit DistroWatch.com and give them your support. Alright, welcome to yet another fabulous Linux Zoo Crew. And today on the Zoo, well, our guest wasn't able to make it tonight for whatever reasons that are beyond control and that sort of thing. So, Total OS today and I are going to be doing a Sunday night news and nonsense report, and it's Saturday night actually, but this will be released on Sunday, so I guess it'll all work out. Hey?
Hey, Spatry, what's up? Yeah, there's another news and nonsense report. And before I start, happy birthday! I heard you had a really nice, wild birthday weekend last week down in South Beach. Is this true?
Actually, no. I was in North Miami, and this is a family show, so I can't say what it is.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Hey, but before we get started, Voltim has a few words he'd like to share with us.
Hi, I'm Voltam, founder of the Linux distro community. The Linux distro community is a place for people to hang out and discuss Linux, Linux distros, software, and open source. The Linux distro community is a community funded by its members for its members. We are a friendly, welcoming community that encourages people who use Linux operating systems and software to share their passion and knowledge with other people. We believe that when people share information freely, everyone benefits. We'd love to see you become a part of the Linux distro community. You can voice chat with us on Mumble or text chat with us in IRC. Head over to linuxdistrocommunity.com for details. Join in today in the sharing of knowledge and the freedom that a Linux operating system gives people. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Voltim. And so Total West today, it was a nice birthday weekend, and I took a little time off from the show, but also I had a little downtime. I wasn't feeling too good and that sort of thing, but hey, I'm feeling a little bit better today. How did your week go?
Very nice. Thank you for asking. Yes, there's definitely a bug going around. And no, I don't mean Linux bug. Yeah, one of my friends caught bronchitis and, scratchy throat and sneezing. So it's, I guess, like we talked about in pre-chat, it's that time of the year. So
yeah, the change of seasons and stuff like that. Now we're already heading into fall. It's starting to cool off. I understand it's starting to get cool up by you and that sort of thing, which is probably a good thing because I notice sometimes you're a little full of hot air.
Well, speaking of what's hot, oh, shut up. But speaking of what's hot, let's talk about the Kindle Fire. Of course.
Is it on fire?
Yeah, that's one half a point for Spatry for a lame joke, but no. Well, I guess Google sparked the tablet wars with the $199 quad-core tablet Kindle Fire. You now have multiple choices to purchase the different versions of the Kindle Fire. You have the standard Kindle Fire for $159. You have a Kindle Fire HD 7-inch still for $199 for 16 gigabyte, or 32 gigabyte for $249. There is a HD Kindle Fire 8.9-inch for $299 for 16 gig, $369 for 32 gigabyte. And I guess they're coming out, Spatry, with a 4G LTE edition. This one's a little bit more expensive, $499 for 32 gigabyte, or $599 for 64 gigabyte. And I sound like a late-night TV commercial.
Now, my question is, now we all know that the Kindle is great for reading your ebooks and that sort of thing, but is this going to be like a full Android with a full color screen? You can watch videos, surf the internet, and do all that other fun stuff?
My guess is since it is in HD, it's probably HD for a reason. So I would have to guess yes.
No, it's high definition text for reading all of those Shakespeare novels and
Yes, I prefer my text in super high def, 1080p. Thank you very much. Yes.
there you go. Love finger. Remember Linus Torvalds gave the love finger to NVIDIA not too long ago?
Uh-oh, here we go. Yes, go ahead.
Well, guess what? It brought some results. Good news for Linux users. NVIDIA is finally working on a new version of its non-free drivers for Linux, which will bring support for its infamous Optimus technology. This technology is used in laptops to save battery life, as it automatically switches the power of the GPU off when it's not needed and switching it on when needed again. Linux users were not able to take advantage of this technology due to lack of support by NVIDIA. Great news. So apparently the love finger definitely gets some results. What do you have to say about that? How you see it?
Well, I just had a rather nonsense thought. Would the love finger work with Apple or Microsoft?
Nah, I'd probably get a blind eye, but maybe if he were to flash it to ATI, you might see some results there. I know you just love those proprietary ATI drivers on your Linux system, don't you?
Rub it in after all these months. I thought we were friends. No, I'm just kidding.
But the thing is, I even tried them out on my Linux Mint system. The graphics drivers were working great, but the cursor would stick on the lower right corner of the screen, which really wasn't a major caveat for me so much. But the thing is, when I'm doing my video editing and that sort of thing, and I'm using the tools in KDN Live in the lower right corner of the screen, or I'm trying to adjust the size of the video or something, I move the cursor in just the wrong spot. Oh, goodness!
Yeah,
that's... No end. Oh,
that's definitely.
And the only workaround they have is changing into a software cursor, which looks horrendous if you're running any kind of desktop compositing, such as Comp is.
Of course, the question is there really much of a difference between the open source drivers and the proprietary drivers? Is there really that much of a difference? I really don't know.
Well, the thing is, the new kernel 3.5.3 has added support for the Radeon drivers now. And I actually installed the 3.5.3 kernel yesterday on my Mint system. But I really haven't had a chance to put it through the runs yet to test the 3D capabilities of it to see what kind of new improvements and that sort of thing that it brings. I really haven't had a chance. But who knows? Maybe next week we do our next show. Maybe I might have an update on that.
Sounds good to me. Okay, well, let's see. I mentioned tablets before. It looks like Apple will have an announcement next week, not on just the iPhone. You know what, Spatry? I just had a thought. When Samsung lost, when Samsung 2 weeks ago lost in court to the Apple patents lawsuit, I wonder if Samsung lawyers had the love finger ready.
No, but they got something else, and I'll get to that in a moment. Go ahead with your story.
Okay, well, I guess Apple will make the announcement for the new iPhone 5, and the rumor has it the Apple iPad mini to compete with of course, the Google 7 tablet for $199.99, and then of course the new Kindle Fires. However, I believe rumor has it that the iPad mini will start at $249.99. Now, for those of you who are looking for Apple because you like Apple, and that's perfectly fine, I think this is a good marketing move for Apple.
Now, what kind of processor did you find out? What kind of features this is going to have for the mini?
No, I was not able to catch anything as of this show, but I would imagine as we get closer to the announcement date, maybe even the next couple of days, maybe even tomorrow night, there may be something more, but nothing has been confirmed except the iPhone 5.
Gotcha. Well, I'll definitely have to keep my eyes out for that. Now, speaking of Apple and Samsung, okay, Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1 injunction may be lifted. The weird verdict in the Apple versus Samsung case has opened a Pandora's box. The more the foreman is talking to the press, the more inconsistencies we are getting to know. This disclosure makes Apple's victory look like a soap bubble. However, there is one clear win for Samsung. The jury did not find the banned Galaxy Tab 10.1 infringing upon any of Apple's patents. So, Samsung filed a motion to lift the ban. The judge decided to hear the motion in September. Apple had filed another motion to get more Samsung devices banned, and Apple wanted the court to hear this motion on the same day when it will hear Samsung's motion. Now get this. The judge denied Apple's request. The reason was Samsung's motion is simple, about only one product infringing one alleged patent. And this was on the rounded corner patent on the device, as explains PJ on Grokla. On the contrary, Apple's motion is complicated and it covers a wide array of devices, so I can understand why Judge Koh decided no, this motion can't be heard until December. So at least we're seeing the underdog coming back up and bite, it's like David and Goliath, looks like David hurl a rock at Goliath there on that one, huh?
Well, you know what? Not to drag this on, but, something like this could really, in court, drag on for years. It's unnecessary. It doesn't help the consumer. It stagnates innovation, and, I hope they work something out of court, but who knows? It's really a shame.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. What you got next?
Well, I caught something at the last minute. This is kind of cool. I'm a big fan of space exploration. This is really kind of cool. The Curiosity rover, cool. Curiosity. Look, we've made fun in the past of Mars and the stuff on Mars and the many spaceships that didn't make it and crash. Well, to NASA's credit, this thing landed perfectly over 100 million miles away. Yeah, that's really a feat. Well, this thing took a picture of itself. It took a picture of itself of one of its cameras just to say, hey, hello, I guess. And it was kind of dark, but you know what? We've cracked jokes before, but quiet.
It took a picture of itself. The Mars rover is a narcissist, folks.
Yes, but hey,
this tax dollars hard at work there.
Yeah, and I think it was talking to us when it took the picture. It says, "I got you $50 million right here." But no, I thought it was kind of cool. Again, I'm kind of a big fan of space exploration and stuff that actually lands on Mars and succeeds. I'm going, well, at least my taxpayer dollars landed safely on Mars.
Good
now,
deal.
Cool. Yes. So let's see. I saved the best for last, but before I go to the next one, do you have another story for us?
Oh, I do. The Ubuntu 12.10 beta released with disk encryption and Python 3. Now, this is, of course, Quetzal, as many of you may already know, and the Ubuntu update cycle marches on with Beta 1 of Canonical's distro having just been made available. 12.10 Quetzal will be out next month, and it will be following up, but not replacing 12.04. Of course, as an LTS, Precise Pangolin will still be around, but folks looking to get the latest software will be up to date with update to 12.10. The beta itself has some new features that will be available in the final version, such as support for logical volume management and full disk encryption. Unity has been updated and now includes support for previews and a cover flow view. Finally, Xorg has been updated and Python 3 has replaced Python 2. Hopefully the Python update won't cause too many compatibility problems. Either way, you can grab the beta from the Ubuntu website, where they have a link for the download page. Personally, I think this could open a can of worms for people who are running a lot of Python 2 applications. There are a number of them out there. But the thing is, Python 3 also has a number of nice applications. Now, the thing is, though, this could be a mixed bag of tricks here, because I'm wondering if they're going to be able to, because I know when I was running Arch, I had both Python 2 and Python 3 running, and I had a mixed bag of items running. So I don't know about this one. Whether or not they're going to be able to have Python 2 available on that. So we'll have to see how that one plays out.
Well, I'll tell you what. All I can say is I'm using Ubuntu 12.04 right now. It's stable. It works great. And this is, a 5-year support. So, you know what? Considering I'm happy with this, I probably will not be upgrading to Quetzal. And I don't know why, but each time somebody says that or I think of Quetzal, I think of food like quantum pretzel.
And with the Linux Mint 13, and I'm running an LTS as well. Now, I just saw a new laptop that I really like, and I'm putting money aside for it. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to transfer my existing operating system that I have as is onto the new computer once I obtain it. And then on this computer that I'm using now, I'm actually going to put Manjaro Linux on it. And, that'll be another show one of these days, but...
Cool.
But the thing is, I really like this LTS, and I think I'm going to stick with this one.
Well, my philosophy is what it's always been for listeners of at least our respective channels. Use what works, no matter what it is,
yes,
right?
Definitely. And, and the thing is, I've been messing around with different Linux distributions, and I really love how this one works. I mean, everything just works. It works well. And I haven't had any updates that came in and broke the system or anything like that. I just couldn't be any happier with the Linux distribution. So
cool. Okay, so
now
all right.
I understand you have something really dastardly for us.
Dastardly, I like that. Well, it's nonsense, but it's totally true. And this news item.
Here it comes, folks.
Take a deep breath. Oh, wait a minute. Not me, you.
Okay.
All right. Well, this came out back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that was the news. Bye. No, just kidding. Okay, back in the springtime. And I caught it. I remember reading it, and how I forgot it. It must be my age, but. Back in the springtime, I think it was back in February, March of this year, Japanese researchers have invented a speech jamming gun.
This brings new meaning to shut up and listen, right? Bang.
You said it, that'd be pal, but okay, this is a handheld device that I guess looks like a radar gun that a police officer would use, but it is a speech jamming device that works with a directional microphone and the process of, I believe it's called delayed auditory feedback. And you have this device. You point it at
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
You point it at someone that you don't want to hear, like a politician. But this would have been good at both conventions, right? And when the person starts speaking, it echoes their voice back to them, and it works because the brain, I guess, doesn't like hearing your own voice as an echo, and it disrupts their speech pattern. And
this is the truth. And let
Yeah.
me tell you why. Because I can remember, sometimes, I have this buddy up in Wisconsin that I chat with from time to time on Skype. And the thing is, he's got his speakers turned up and I'm talking. I've got my headphones on. I can hear my voice echoing back at me. And you can't. Try it. It is hard to talk when you have your voice echoing back at you. So I would have to agree. So this would be like a good little heckler's toy,
Well, because the echo of yourself is not natural. So
exactly, So let's say you go to Comedy Tonight Club, with the 3-drink minimum, and you got some schmuck on the stage that doesn't know his head from the hole in the ground. And, he isn't really funny and that sort of thing. You just aim this thing at him and really choke him up on the stage. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many they've sold or if it's for sale, but all you guys who are married, don't even try this as a joke, okay?
That will end in DIVORCE.
Now, for myself, I have my own speech jamming gun, Spatry. And do you know what that is? Well, you know I'm a big fan of the Halo games, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I need to shut someone else up, I just pull out my small Halo rocket launcher. Now, when I pull that sucker out, one of two things will happen really fast. Either it's going to get really quiet really fast or really loud really fast.
Hey, guess what? Armageddon, who's listening to us, and he mentioned that he's got some news. It appears that Valve is looking for beta testers for the Linux version of Steam. I've just asked him to post a link.
Okay, this is for the gaming thing, right?
Yeah, and it looks like also Codeweavers, who has the they're taking a pledge. Now they have their own version of Wine. It's crossover. They have crossover games, and then they have their regular crossover packages, and they're taking a pledge. And if 100,000 people pledge, they will release their app for free for 24 hours. Information on that is at codeweavers.com/flock, FLOCK, the vote, THEVOTE. That is codeweavers.com/flock the vote.
Did you say flock the vote?
That is flock the vote. Okay.
I got it.
And then, of course, there is a link to the announcement that Armageddon made at steamforlinux.com/?Q equals EN/node/99. I'll repeat that. That is steamforlinux.com/?Q equals EN/node/99. So if you want to become a beta tester for Steam on Linux, that is where you will want to go. Sign up for it and become a beta tester.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but yeah.
Oh, hey, you like gaming and that sort of thing.
I do.
I would think you would have already jumped on that link already, and
well, yeah. Let me just hop on it right now, really quick, on my second PC. Now, you know, to be fair, I don't play Linux games or PC or Microsoft PC games because I got my 360 handles it all. But yeah, I mean, for all you gamers, PC gamers out there, I think it's good news. I mean, what else can I say?
Absolutely, and that really says a lot now because I mean, the news came out maybe a little over a month, maybe 2 months ago. That Steam,
yes.
That Steam, that it finally became official. Now we've been talking about it for a year now, and I said,
yes.
yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
Now all of a sudden we have a beta that they're seeking testers for. This is absolutely amazing. So definitely, anybody who is really excited about this, you really need to check out that website. I'll try and put a link in the show notes as well, so that for both of those, for both the Codeweavers and for the Steam for Linux, that way you guys can check those out and possibly get a free copy of the Codeweavers crossover product, and then of course. The Steam for Linux. Also, Armageddon wanted to mention Valve is using OpenGL technology to patch DirectX for better performance. They got from trying on their Linux ports. That definitely makes sense, obviously, because DirectX really is kind of lacking in Wine. So using OpenGL technology will definitely quell that issue. Well, that's all I've got, and thank you, Armageddon, for bringing in those news articles. Do you have anything else to total us today?
Just on the spur of the moment, I'm reading something here, just caught my eye. It says, and I'm quoting, James Bond's next super bug, the remote control cockroach that could be the spy of the future. I'm thinking, really? A cockroach?
Wait a minute. That's been in the movies dozens of times where somebody'd have one of these itty-bitty mini cameras on the back, strapped to the back of a cockroach, and then somebody walks on it with his shoe.
I haven't seen that. Not in the James Bond flick. Really?
No,
okay.
But actually, there was a movie with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich and The Fifth Element.
Oh,
yeah,
yes, I am familiar with the movie.
There was this
okay.
cockroach, that was going across the president's desk, and he smacks it with his hand, and the guy that's on the other end is, covering his ears from all the feedback from the microphone and the camera crackling and everything.
Okay, well, folks, on that cockroach note, I am putting away my speech jamming gun. I was going to use it on Spatry, but I didn't really want to damage any of my equipment here, so never mind. No, I'm just kidding. But,
we got to make do with the equipment that we have here, that's for sure. Well, as always, a really good show there, Total OS today. Now get the heck off of my mumble.
Goodbye.
You were supposed to do that in the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Wait. Well, okay. Take two. I will terminate Spatry immediately after show. I will get him with my super bug cockroach. Goodbye.
Supposed to take a ride on the Mars rover.
Yeah.
All right, ciao, folks.
Ciao.
Today's show was brought to you by the Linux Distro Community. Visit us today at linuxdistrocommunity.com and chat with us on Mumble or in IRC on the Freenode network in the Linux Distro Community channel. The Linux Distro Community. Freedom through the sharing of knowledge.